All right, y'all. Wow, I've got to do two videos tonight, and I didn't even think about doing it until just recently. So, if you're watching this one here, this is on the Beyond the Count Life on the Compound channel. Your host, Anthony Oksenholt. Hadn't done one in a while, but I want to give y'all an update on my civil case where I am suing the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections. You can check out my other one on my other channel, Access 228. All right, y'all. Here's what's going on. Y'all know I'm still driving a truck. I'm home now. I'm just hanging out. But while I was driving my truck yesterday, it's coming across the bayous of southeast Louisiana and, south central Louisiana. My mind wanders. And it just so happened to wander on that convict. Yes, I said convict. I did not say incarcerated person. Motherfucker's a convicted felon. I will refer to him as such. He is a convict. Anyway, it just so happened to land, my mind just so happened to land on that convict that assaulted me on August 14th. So I called the Lucas County Prosecutor's Office up in Toledo, Ohio. And I got some news. On May 19th, this said convict was indicted for harassment of a correctional officer with bodily fluids. Now, I'm not thrilled about the charge. I'm glad that a charge was filed. I'm not thrilled that this charge is only a 5th degree felony. As a matter of fact, before this, I'd never heard of before I actually had this happen to me, I never heard of a 5th degree felony. Mississippi doesn't do degrees of felony. It's crime and the punishment. Florida, there's capital felony, life felony, first, second, third degree felony. Third degree felony carries a maximum of 5 years. 5th degree felony in Ohio apparently carries a maximum sentence of 12 months. I digress. I will take something over nothing as long as it extends his time in custody. This happened yesterday. Today, I had a prosecutor call me. Now, my phone number hadn't changed since 2023. Means I've had my number almost 2 years. That's actually probably a record for me because I'm always changing my number. I get tired of people calling me. I just change the damn thing. I'm actually keeping this one. Apparently, Ohio has something called Marsy's Law. Marsy's Law requires the prosecutor to update me on every step of the way throughout the criminal case, and obviously, as the victim, I will be called to testify should the convict decide that he wants to go to court and fight it in a trial. If not, if he decides to take the plea, apparently the judge tries to push defendants to plead nolo contendere. If you don't know what nolo contendere or no contest means, it simply says, I'm not admitting guilt, but I'm not contesting the charges. That's what nolo contendere means. So apparently she likes defendants to plead nolo. That's probably what's going to happen. prosecutor's not going to reduce the sentence. He's already told me that. But I will be able to give an impact statement, at which point I will illustrate for the court the dangers to correctional officers by convicts who are allowed to assault correctional officers in the line of their jobs and go unchecked. So it looks like he could get up to a year added on to his sentence. I'll take that one in the win column. So when I found out that he was indicted, I actually called up the state attorney. What was his name? Tim Miller, I believe is his name. I could be wrong on that. I suck at names. And if you see this dude and I got your name wrong, I know your first name's Tim. I apologize. But I do believe it was Tim Miller up there in Columbus. And gave him the courtesy call to let him know that I would not be pursuing my federal action that I was actually getting ready to fly up there and file within the next couple of months. Now, some of y'all went, man, why are you backing off? I'm going to tell you why I'm backing off. Some of y'all probably thought, oh, well, you know what? He sued in Ohio Court of Claims for $100,000. And then he said he was going to sue for $1 million in federal court. You're right. You're absolutely right. I was 100% going to sue, or I 100% did sue the state of Ohio for $100,000 in the Ohio Court of Claims. 100%. Yes, I did. That case was dismissed. I wanted my day in court. I had no intentions of settling out of court. I sent them a demand letter saying I would, knowing that they would not. Really, what I wanted was for the state of Ohio to do the right thing. They did the right thing. They prosecuted this asshole, or they are prosecuting this asshole, and apparently they're prosecuting every other asshole up there who has committed assault on a correctional officer. I love it. This is what I wanted. This is a win for me. Because now these assholes see that they have more than just institutional discipline. It's one thing to pull somebody out of an extreme restrictive housing unit, or what we called in Florida a CM housing unit, and stick them in confinement. They're still in prison. It really doesn't affect them that much. But when some of these guys see a light at the end of the tunnel, and this guy gets out December of 2030, well, now it's been extended possibly to 2031. A lot can happen in 6 months to a year, which is what I was told that he could get. I'm extending your stay. I don't know what person would rather be in prison than be on the street. Just my train of thought. I was a correctional officer. I got paid to go to prison. I also got to go home at the end of my shift, and if I wanted to sit down and eat me some steak, or eat me some gumbo, eat me a shrimp po' boy, I could do that. I could do what I wanted to do. I could walk outside when I wanted to. I could smoke a cigarette if I wanted to. I could have a female acquaintance for the night if I wanted to. You know, I could go see my mom if I wanted to. I can go see my sisters. I can go see my friends, not just a guy that's my friend that lives 2 or 3 cells down. I can go to the beach if I wanted to. You take that away from me, it's going to affect me. I'm hoping that this will affect him. I'm also hoping that with the state of Ohio actually now prosecuting, being that I called them out on their bullshit, saying that their, 5-year rule that they tried to sell me was bullshit, and the prosecutors actually prosecuting these felonies, I am really hoping that corrections will be a little bit safer at Toledo Correctional Institution. I know a lot of y'all up there don't particularly like me. And I'll be honest, I wasn't crazy about many of y'all. I talked to just a handful of people up there that I worked with. However, what I am saying holds as much water as the Gulf of Mexico. I want y'all to be safe. I want to make corrections a little bit safer for you. I want you to work your 8.5 or 17-hour shift. More than often than not, it's going to be a 17-hour shift. Get in your car and go home to your family and not have to worry about going and getting post-exposure precautions at Prime Medica in Toledo. That was my end goal. It was never about the money. I work for a living. I could give a shit less about it. That's why I'm dropping my case. They're doing the right thing. They're doing exactly what I wanted them to do. I'm happy. Y'all have a good day. Be safe. And remember, we never walk alone.